see. I believe I can see the chat here. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's 4:22. I'm gonna have to keep today concise. Last week I went on for about an hour because the energies of July, because I feel like the first moon days of the month, there's a lot to cover because I'm giving you a little kind of overview of what we're doing for the whole moon. Anyway, welcome. My name is Queen Mabsy of Queen Mabsy LLC, also known as Michelle Jericho Poplar. I am here to tell you about this week's astrology. Here live on New Paradigm Healing Academy, 4 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, on New Paradigm Healing Academy Facebook group. This will be uploaded later in the evening on MoonDaze evening to YouTube for the general public and shared out on my social media. So, if you're on YouTube, please be kind and do subscribe and like and share and spread the aloha that I have for everyone here. So this week we got Neptune beginning its retrograde in Aries tomorrow. As of recording, this is July 7th, Monday, 2026, and I'm here at 4:23 p.m. so far here in Hawaii. And tomorrow, Neptune retrograde will begin. Neptune is presently in Aries, and it will not be going back into Pisces. It is done with its Pisces lessons. It will be time to clear away our emotional fogginess and recognize our goals are actually viable. Our goals are actually possible. We are able to embody these goals. That's Aries rules the body. So there'll be the ones that are actually achievable will become clear, and the ones that are pipe dreams or illusional or delusional, the clarity between what is possible and what is not possible will become clear during this Neptune retrograde period. So for Neptune, it will be approximately 5 months for this retrograde period. And this episode of our review of our visions and dreams, and where we will encounter more illusions and delusions being pulled up in the mass media, will be from July 7th tomorrow to December 13th, 2026. So make note of that in your calendars, that we will be dissolving the old dreams that are out of the physical limits of creation. And also, because it's in Aries, and we also have Saturn in Aries, what's going to happen is the ability to take action on said dreams, like going back to dreams and visions that we did not once complete, and fully embodying those visions. So you can use the Neptune retrograde period for that reason, of those creative projects that you wish you finished. You can go over those and see which ones are more tangible or realistic to create during this 5-month retrograde period. On July 9th, Venus will be entering Virgo, leaving her vacation in Leo. Shifting romantic landscapes. It's a 4-week transit, and it's going to be transmuting those acts of service into more of a love language. So what is the practical way to be devoted? So we're looking into how if your love language is acts of service, maybe take a look at, am I doing acts of service because I want acts of service? So if you want that reflected in your relationships, in your romantic relationships, like your partnerships, in your families, in your friendships, in your work, and you find yourself doing these behaviors like of love languages, and we are we love receiving gifts, but in our love language way, to get people to teach people our love language, we give gifts, but we really love and value receiving gifts. So maybe articulate, be like, oh, I would really enjoy if you made me one of those things, or that's and feel comfortable saying that to people whom you know and trust would receive it well. This would be a good time to address love languages and how those acts of service is a love language, but also in your daily practices, how do you bring in Venus, a Venusian beauty, loving, luxurious little joys into your daily practice? That's a Virgo, and nurturing and caretaking yourself and others. Like, how do you do that for the people who you love? Venus in Virgo is there for us to assist with good ideas when it comes to acts of love, showing love and displaying love on a daily small micro movement, like doing the dishes, or setting things up in the way that the partner likes for things to be set up so that they can do their tasks, like little small things that they might not even notice, but then that might register over a few days if you keep doing it, and they're like, oh wow, have you been doing this for me? And that little act of service, those little incremental acts of service, builds trust and builds a foundation of a more loving and supportive relationship. So in the Virgo aspects of everyone's chart. Now, Virgo is in everyone's chart, and depending on your house placements of what time you were born, your Virgo will sit in a particular house. So say you have Virgo in the 4th house. How 4th house is home and maternal legacy. So a Virgo 4th house would love to have a solid daily practice in the home, for example. So that's how that shows up. And we're more Virgo energy. We have Chiron, Virgo in Venus in Virgo is doing an activation. The next day, July 10th, she will trine the asteroid Chiron, the master teacher healer, wounded healer, who can heal everyone else but himself, has moved into Taurus, the bull with a cow, and Venus in Virgo, moving in from Leo into Virgo, is trining Chiron, and that means a harmony is being struck. A twang. It offers a gentle opportunity for very deep emotional healing regarding our self-worth, our money, and relationship disconnects. So the Venus in Virgo calling us to do those little micro movement acts of service, of love, will merge those relationship disconnects. And Chiron, Taurus, rules money and the material, metallic things of the earth. It is a fixed sign. Numbers are fixed. This is how it is. Do you want it done fast or do you want it done right? Chiron in Taurus says, healing isn't always going to look fast. Think about chronic pain. If you have a chronic pain, how long did it take for that ache to develop because you've been sitting funny in your chair for like this? Or then, oh, well, of course, you're going to have a kink in your body because you're not holding yourself in alignment, right? So how long have we been in the misalignments? And yes, we can do healing a little more quicker, but it takes small increments, micro movements over time, showing up methodically. That's what Taurus and Virgo do. Virgo is a mutable earth sign. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So this is an earth connection. So when we think about the rocks and the sand on a beach, right? So we have the rocks are going to stay, the sand shifts. But then when we have these big transits and movements in the sky, the rocks can have like a landslide, which is what we had when we had Uranus in Taurus. And we came off of this weekend, and we're still in this energy of the Mars Uranus conjunction in Taurus, meaning they were in alignment, in Gemini, sorry, they were aligned, Mars and Uranus in Gemini. And if you had a bunch of uploads, downloads, side loads, ideas coming at you all over the place and felt a little bit fried, some people felt a little bit fried and sad leading up to the weekend and a little overstimulated over the weekend, that would have been that Mars Uranus conjunction that was exact, very interestingly enough, on the 4th of July, holiday weekend. So if things felt like action electric, more than like actual just the physical fireworks that we were observing in all of our communities around the places that are considered United States of America, you would be experiencing inner fireworks happening over the weekend. So if you felt that way, that would have been that, and especially of a lot of the action coming through the hands, because Gemini rules the hands, and Mercury stationing retrograde last week in Cancer. Jupiter is at the 20 or is now in Leo. Jupiter is now in Leo. It transitioned from Cancer into Leo, and it is expanding the me, expanding the shiny, expanding how we shine and how we show up as individuals, knowing that we all is of God, and if all is of God, all is of God or nothing's of God, right? So if all is of God, there's aspects of God that have forgotten their divinity. And that is the simple, loving way to go about your day when you encounter unconscious aspects of God, source, creator, as in other individuations in our fractal reality that are not behaving in the ways that you prefer to see. You can have compassion and understanding that too is me. That is just a part, a reflection, not in a narcissistic, like toxic way, mind you. This is about understanding a holistic, empathetic the depths with the North Node at the final degrees of Pisces. Having an understanding of that the water in me isn't different than the water in someone else, and that there is an interconnectedness, despite of any disagreements, any third density, duality, polarity that exists, even the things that I don't prefer, or the beings that I don't prefer. In an essence, there is an inner reflection of something that I am working towards disidentifying with. And in order to fully dissolve and disidentify, or dissolve and evolve, humanity needs to have awareness of the programs in us and that we don't prefer, and that shows up in our interactions, in our relationships, in various different ways. And this is why getting curious about the things that come up for us and doing the practice. Oh, what am I feeling? Do I believe this 100% to be true? Isaac Fox will ask you these questions, and they're really helpful. From New Paradigm Healing Academy. And if you have any questions about the practice or New Paradigm Healing Academy and these modalities that we do, you can, in the YouTube channel, there is a link below in the comments below. And then if you're on the New Paradigm Healing Academy Facebook group right now, then book a discovery call with Candace, and she will illuminate you on the infinite possibilities of really diving into a community that is learning together as we shift our vibrational consciousness. And the shifting only happens because through the body. So this isn't about disembodying and opening up your crown chakra and like going astral traveling and like checking out. This is about fully checking in and going in and anchoring into the third density, these codes that we all have in our activating certain aspects of our double helix DNA spiral through embodiment, through getting into the experience of the third density, and subsequently that will allow you to bring those higher octaves in. Astrology is my modality of how I read what the higher octaves, which is the planets beyond Saturn, which are the planets we can't visibly see with our eye. Those describe our higher dimensional selves and what our higher dimensional selves are programming for us. So our inner planet of Jupiter is in Leo now, expanding that. But our outer planet of transformative, transform or die, Pluto says often, which is I'm gonna bulldoze. I like to think of it like Tutupele and Mount Kilauea volcano. The example of the lava coming out, bubbling out, and just bulldozing, burning away what the land that's there, so that new can be created. That's Pluto energy. It is transformation through a perceived ordeal. It doesn't have to be perceived as an ordeal. We can understand that that these are tests or challenges or choice points. You're always offered a choice. And we're going over the early degrees with Jupiter opposite Pluto in Aquarius. So this is the me, how I love me versus where I belong in the collective. Where do I belong transforming in the collective? Aquarius rules the people and the collective and the we. So it's the me and the we as having this stretch of Jupiter on one side and Pluto on the other. So flip it. Remember, without me, there can't really be I cannot fully show up for the we, because Jupiter in Cancer was teaching us how to expand and nurture ourselves. Venus has also been in Leo, so she's been like, yeah, first me, then we can do we. The North Node in Pisces is reminding us how we feel when we are connected to the collective, right? So that is about disidentifying with the old programs, fear-based programs that are no longer supporting our collective moving forward. But in order for us to identify those shared programs that we are dissolving, as in the fear, lack, scarcity, reactivity. Instead, we're learning how to respond, how to get curious, how to collaborate, how to be open, how to listen actively, and reflective listen too. Reflective listening looks like you repeat back what other people say to you, so that way you have clarity. Oh, I heard you say this. And then if you did not hear correctly, then they can go, oh, no, you misheard me. This is what we were faced over the weekends to understand that doing scary things can be fun and can be loving and enjoyable. The moon today is crossing over Neptune and in Aries. So the moon in Aries is highly activating the program, getting us ready for the Neptune retrograde tomorrow. So if you've had old visions and dreams, like feelings about old visions and dreams pop up over the last 24 hours, that would be the moon also activating Neptune and Saturn in Aries. So we're having a really beautiful watery activation of the body today, MoonDaze. So let's move on to the rest of the week, shall we? So from Monday into Wednesday, we have the moon. Tuesday, the moon will move through. Monday, it's going to move, sorry. Monday, it is moving from Pisces into Aries, right? And then Tuesday, it goes into Aries, joining that retrograde. So that's, sorry, I was a little confused there on my glyphs. So we have this watery activation of our bodies, and the fire is now being activated as of Tuesday. Then the moon will cross over Saturn on Wednesday, taking the visions and giving you some structure and like, okay, here's those dreams that you are remembering because Neptune went retrograde. Remember that book you wanted to write, or that painting you wanted to make, or that project you wanted to do? You remember that from 5 years ago or whatever, and how good of an idea it was? You just didn't get around to it. Well, the moon's gonna go over Saturn, and then you might feel like you belong. You feel belong thinking about it. Like, I belong loving and thinking about it, and I'm going to take right action. You're going to feel like taking action. That's Wednesday. On to Thursday. the moon will cross over Chiron and Taurus, and then you're gonna feel it's gonna have like a bit of a healing activation about what kind of container you're going to create for that vision and project. How exactly you're going to believe in yourself to manifest that. You might encounter some fear programs popping up around it, like the old programs, well, I never finish what I actually start, or those kind of negative self-talk things might pop up because of the square to Pluto and the square to Jupiter. But you know, move through it, allow that challenge, those inner voices, to be more of a challenge. Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna try anyway because it's just the right time. Because Saturn is gonna allow Mars, that Mars and Uranus conjunction is still pretty tight, still within a 3 or 4 degree orb, meaning that they're still close together. So your mind is still gonna be sharply activated. So any negative self-talk programs that might thwart you like it did in the past will not have as much weight as it normally did. So that's good news. Just lean into that. And as the moon on Friday still continues to move forward, that Chiron is going to have a really stronger activation between the South Node. So those old daily routines that didn't serve us anymore, Venus is there to kind of be Mary Poppins. Venus in Virgo is like Mary Poppins. She's coming in there like, all right, let's change our daily routines. Change our daily routines. It's going to be fun. And the South Node wrapping its time up in Virgo is like, okay, I guess I feel that. I feel like with Chiron and Taurus, that new manifestation, like healing container energy. The moon in Taurus, I'm like, okay, I kind of feel that that's possible, that is possible. And Venus in Virgo goes, yes, it's possible. Anything is possible. So enjoy that vibrational energy Friday, July 10th. As we know, remember that July 10th, that's the Venus and Virgo trines Chiron and Taurus. Moving into July 11th, Venus and Virgo will have an opposition, as in another stretch, to the North Node in Pisces, meeting up with the South Node in Virgo. Mary Poppins is going and looking at your closet and going, girl, let's organize this. And she will make it fun. Mercury retrograde is a great time to organize your life and all of those nooks and crannies that you forgot about. Clean out your closets, get rid of the old things that don't serve you anymore. And Venus and Virgo conjunct the South Node as being like, girl, this old wardrobe gotta go. Like, that's what Venus and Virgo is gonna say. Though over this weekend, it would be a great time to declutter and like reorganize the household items, especially with the Sun and Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Cancer is all about the home, like the mother nurturing home. So it's very good home improvement vibes. That's solid. And if you have a solid, like, beautiful environment, like, that's gonna bring peace into your outer world. It's like sometimes the simplest things bring the most opportunities for the angelic or astral or plasma realm to like come and speak to you in beautiful ways. So Saturn day, we got really strong Chiron, South Node, Venus activation that will encourage us to really work with those healing containers. And it might also look like, oh man, I've really realized this old daily routine does not serve me anymore. And knowing that we just had all that energy with Neptune and Saturn, we have the ability, the trine, to The moon now will be hanging out with Uranus, Mars in Gemini on Saturn Day. And that will highly activate the mind. You know, it could feel overwhelming, a little too much. Remember to ground yourself in your body, do your physical self-care, and then get to work with that energy there. And know that there's going to be a pull from the collective, but that pull from the collective is a motivational factor. July 11th into Sunday, the 12th of July. Can you believe we're in July already? This is a really, 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 despite what's, and I keep saying this, despite what the mystical rectangle shows you of what's happening in the outer world, remember to just focus in with Venus and Virgo on the inner world. Take care of your shift. Like, do you, boo. Do you. And then everything else around you will fall into alignment. Because we're not. Whatever you're shown on the news or the external, that's objectively true, but does it serve you to worry about it? Anything that takes you out of the present moment, takes you out of service to yourself, those fear programs. On Sunday, we're really going to feel that pull of the fear of the, because Lilith is going to shift to 22 degrees, which means, do I belong doing this? The fear of, like, do I belong with manifesting these dreams? Is it really where I belong? Do I feel like this is where I belong? And then that pull of Jupiter and Leo, like the expansive feeling of being, of longing, of just wanting to be me. I just want to be me. Just can I be me? Jupiter in Leo says, and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius says, no, you can't afford to be you. The collective is having all this stuff that it has to do. Ooh, and it's kind of like, so there's this pull happening there energetically, but it creates this kind of crisscross energy in the chart. Whew, remember that the energy of the moon, Mars, Uranus activation in Gemini, the mind. Allow the creativity to flow. Allow it to flow. Even if there's chaos about, like, allow the creativity to flow. And then allow the dream energy, the dreamy, like, focus on those. After you've done all of your daily due diligence, set aside time on Sunday to do a crafternoon. Make something, do something creative, whatever creative looks like for you. Cook yourself a beautiful meal. Do something, and cook your family a beautiful meal. Okay, there you go. That fills in the acts of service. So do a loving gathering for your intimate family and for yourself, something that's really truly loving, and that will transmute that fear energy, because everyone's going to be feeling it. And then if you have the capacity to gather everyone together at the dining room table at the end of the day Sunday, that with a nice calming relaxing meal, that in the order of the house that you've just tidied up, and after you've had a lovely little crafternoon, that would just be a great weekend, despite whatever else you're gonna see on the external that will be coming up, because I would behoove me to inform the general population that the astrology of July, mid-July, has been talked about by astrologers for months and years, because we have the formation of a grand square happening on July 18th. Which it will be an extremely shifty shift. It'll be like, whoa, everything's gonna be like, boom, like when there's a square in the chart, like planets are doing this, there's also two oppositions that do this. So it's basically like it's like when a bunch of people who don't like each other show up all in the same place, like 4 different doors. Think a room and 4 different doors, and the planets that haven't really been talking to each other in a while go, oh, and they see each other across the room, and they're like, oh, oh, woo, woo, and then they have to talk to each other, even though they might have a bit of a past, a history. Then that energy is going to be coming up in the collective, and that's how shift happens, because these entities or these planetary beings that are for us are basically talking to each other all at once, and that they weren't really, and we're not going to be really, expect the unexpected, but be pleasantly surprised and get curious. And the other thing I wanted to bring up, if you were curious about the conjunction of Jupiter and, the conjunction, of Neptune and Saturn at 0 degrees that occurred in February, at February 20th. So this is the past. The interesting aspect about that was that, it was such a great big once in every 4,000 years sort of alignment, that it has been said by most astrologers that it would take time for said thing to unfold. And what's interesting, in my little microcosm, I've been helping out with the endangered Hawaiian monk seals here on the beach in Hawaii, just kind of raising awareness that the seal pup was in danger because there was some shenanigans happening on the beach. But anyway, this is a very prominent position for me in my personal birth chart, and their Sabian symbols. This is a very old book. My friend Carolina, I got this from her. It's very cool. There's symbols that were channeled through certain authors for each degree of the zodiac, and that particular degree, 0 degrees, or the first degree of as you enter into Aries, is a woman just risen from the sea. A seal is embracing her. Curious. I love seals. I really do. So when I read that, I was like, okay, one of my old projects was to work creating art and helping out with Hawaiian monk seals, because I love them so much, and I love all of the organizations. Hawaii Marine Animal Response is a great organization that helps out seals, and they have a hotline which I'll post in the comments below, that you can call if you see an endangered animal, like any marine animal. They will go and help. So we have a lot of seal helpers, and I'm really grateful for all of the extra volunteers that have been doing their time too to watch this baby seal. Here's a sticker I made in 2016 of the famous seal Rocky and her pup. It was 10 years ago. She had a pup named Kaimana, and the pup that she recently had is her 16th. So she is also a Cancer, so her birthday is July 31st, and was it July 21st, 24th? No, wait, no, sorry, I got that so wrong. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so it's Rocky's birthday is coming up, and then we're going into Leo season, and it's my mom's birthday on July 24th or 25th, Mom. And I am bad with numbers, even though I'm an astrologer. It's so ironic. Anyway, I am so grateful for all of you, and for the astrology shifts, and I gotta go. So I love you. Have a safe and happy moon day. Bye.